Alright, this is going to be a short little video. Just got back from the range. Once again, I shot the USP compact and the Glock 19. I had a warm-up target on the upper left of each one, and then I worked my way down to the second target, which is the one I grouped here. The second group after that, after the warm-up, is that one, and then the third group is there on both targets, and that's how I did each one. And as you can see here, this is the USP compact. I started off with a decent group, a couple of low shots. My group one after that was my warm-up group. This is, more shots together, a little more towards center. There's still one low shot, but I'm starting to, squeeze that group up and towards the center a bit, but it's still low left. This one, I got it a little better as well. Once again, more towards the center, a couple more shots to the right. Nice big chunk of them right there. Only one outside of the ring, one right on the ring. The rest are pretty much right up, hugging this thicker orange ring, which is pretty nice. And then my last group, I had some hollow point reloads that I shot. That was more of a spread out group. So not too bad, but not the greatest either. But I was pretty happy to see this. Once again, starting with this, working my way there, kind of getting better. My third group always seems to be the best for some reason, but the Glock 19, once again, warm-up target, and it seems to be all high and left. A couple on the line here, but most of them are upper left. Second group, I tightened that group, but once again, almost every single one, with the exception of one shot, is high and left. So I went on to the third group, or the second group after the warm-up, and it was more spread out, but once again high and mostly left. And then my fourth group, but my third group after the warm-up, is once again high left. It might have narrowed a little bit, but once again that was my best group of the two, or of the four targets. But out of the two pistols, I think this one was actually probably pretty close to being my best group. Probably that one's not too bad, but this one, I think I like the cluster of rounds here and the way that shot. But one thing I've noticed with the two pistols is the Glock, a lot of times I'll have my sights lined up right down here, and I'm putting rounds up here, which to me is like kind of frustrating, because I can put rounds in a decent group because I'm consistent like that, but I must be doing something when I pull the trigger to make the round go high and left. But I seem to shoot left kind of naturally, I guess. Something with my trigger pull, maybe how I squeeze the trigger might kind of cock the gun to the left slightly. Don't know, but that seems to be pretty consistent. All these targets I was aiming pretty much right down here, sights aligned, and I pull the trigger and the rounds go up here. So I think it's something with the way I shoot the gun. This USP, I have the sights right on the line, and I seem to be putting rounds pretty much right where I expect them to go. I probably do something to kind of cause the rounds to go low, because when I have a really good trigger squeeze, I do feel the rounds, pretty much right on the line here. So it's pretty awesome. I really enjoy shooting this pistol. The Glock is I enjoy shooting it too, but it's a little more frustrating with the rounds being kind of way up here, way off from where I'm actually aiming. So a little bit more work on that one, but this one I'm starting to really enjoy. One thing I also want to mention on this update is the Glock 19. I fired 80 rounds today, 20 rounds per target on both of them. And the Glock 19 didn't have any issues, no hang-ups or anything, no failure to feed, which is what I've been having with issues with this one. And it seems to be, I think it might have something to do with my prior reloads. The overall length was just a little too short for this, apparently, which is kind of funny, because the snap cap rounds that I have are basically the same length as the reloads I was shooting. And so apparently I seated the bullet a little less deep, and so they made the overall length slightly more, and I think it's kind of fixing the issue. At least with these rounds, I haven't had any issues with it at all. But I was also shooting some hollow points, which I thought might have made the difference there too. They might have jammed up, but they didn't. So I'm kind of stoked about that. But those are the results. Didn't have any range footage this time. I waited literally over the course of the day. I waited about 2 hours to get onto this range. It was kind of ridiculous. I went there when they opened, and I gave up, and then I went back right before they closed, and once again they were absolutely packed. So, but I finally got on there. Did probably had about a half hour actually on the range, but was able to fire off some rounds. So that was pretty cool. Once again, this is my warm-up target for each one. Glock 19 USP compact. I did not do any shooting prior to this. This was, seat of the pants, kind of last minute. Gotta go. Have a very small time frame to be able to do this. So, but here are the results. Hopefully that kind of shows you a little bit. Once again, I think it's something with the way I shoot this, which is why I'm shooting so high, because I was able to put some pretty decent groups with this pistol. So maybe I was used to this trigger when I was shooting this. I don't know. But those are the results for today, and there will be more to follow.